Hello everyone! Welcome to part 3 of the Lost Soul shawl. This is the last video, so I will be showing you guys how to complete your beautiful shawls. Now to get your shawl to the desired length, you've been repeating rows 10 through 16. To finish your shawl, we are going to replace rows 15 and 16 with the finishing rounds. Now, row 15 is exactly the same as the row 15 from the 10 through 16 set. So if you've gone to there, that is wonderful. And now we're going to replace row 16. After row 15, chain 3, turn. Now, just as a reminder, row 15 was brows and bridge, so that's where you were double shelling and single crocheting 7 over the eye spaces, and of course bridging over the close here. Now for row 16, of course, we chain 3, and then in this first chain 1 space we're going to place a shell, 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 more double crochet. In the chain 2 space, we're going to place another shell, chain 2 to separate that first shell that we just did. Place another shell into this chain 2 space. Chain 2 and shell into this chain 1 space. The finishing has a lot of shells. It's basically all shells, but that's what kind of finishes off. It makes it really pretty. Chain 3, you're going to skip your first stitch and single crochet into the next 6 single crochet of the eye space. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skip your 2 center eye stitches and single crochet into the next 6. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 3. Shell into your next shell. Chain 2. Shell into that chain 2 space of the bridge. Chain 2, shell into your next shell, and you're going to just be repeating this all the way down your row. So in your bridges, of course, you're going to have a shell, a chain 2, a shell over the chain 2, which is the bridge right there. Then you're going to chain 2 again, and shell into your shell. You're going to chain 3 and move on to your face. Of course, do exactly what we just did with this bridge here by shelling. Complete your next face, and then do this last piece just like we did at the beginning. We're going to shell into the chain 1 space, chain 2, shell into the chain 2 space, chain 2 again, and lastly shell into the last shell. Go ahead and complete this round, and I will see you for round 17. To begin row 17, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, shell into your first shell, chain 2, 1, 2, shell into the next shell, so I skipped right over that chain 2 below it, just like that. Chain 2, skip that next chain 2 space, shell into your next shell. So into that chain 1 of the shell from the previous round. Chain 3, and we're just gonna continue completing the faces that we have. So we're going to skip the first single crochet and we're going to single crochet 10 across the face or the forehead. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Chain 3, of course our face spacer, shell into your next shell, chain 2, 1, 2, shell into this center shell here, chain 2, shell into your last shell. And you can move on this entire row just like this. So we're basically just chaining 2 in between our shells and just shelling into each of the shells from the previous round. And then of course over your faces, you're just going to be finishing your forehead and placing 10 single crochet across each of your foreheads, all the way across. And of course complete this end just like you did this end by just placing a shell into each of the shells. So I've just completed row 17, and as you can see, it's going to flare out just a little bit here like this, and the same for the center. But as you close the faces, this is all going to just kind of go in like this. So it's going to just come together beautifully. To begin row 18, we're going to chain 3 and turn, of course. Shell into your first shell. Chain 2, chain or shell into your second shell, chain 2, shell into your third shell, and continue on the forehead. Skip your first 2 single crochet. Whoops, I'm gonna chain 3 first here. Don't forget your spacer. Okay, skipping the first 2 single crochet and single crocheting into the next 6 single crochet. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skipping your last 2 single crochet, chaining 3, and moving right along into this next shell. So you can just continue with your shawl just like that. You're going to shell into all of your shells, chain 2 in between your shells, chain 3, single crochet 6 over your forehead, and continue that all the way across, and I will see you for row 19. After completing row 18, chain 3, turn for row 19. Shell into your first shell, chain 2, shell into your second shell, chain 2, shell into your third shell, chain 3 for your spacer on your face, skip the first single crochet and single crochet into the next 4 stitches. I have 2, 3, and 4, chain 3, and move along with your shawl just like so. You're going to shell into the next shell, chain 2, shell into your second shell, chain 2, shell into your third shell, chain 3, and then complete your faces just like we did with 4 single crochet over the forehead. We have just 2 more rows, so I will see you for row 20. Chain 3 to begin row 20. Row 20 is closing. Chain 3, and then we're going to shell basically all the way across because we're going to be closing our faces. We're going to shell into this first shell, chain 2, shell into the second shell, shell into the third shell, chain 2, shell into the next shell. I'm just going to skip right over that face. And we're just going to do this all the way across the shawl. So you're going to shell, chain 2, shell, chain 2, all the way across. And I will see you for our very last round, row 21. Chain 3 to begin row 21. You're going to be chaining 3, single crocheting into your chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet into your chain 2 space, chain 3, single crochet into your chain 1 space, and repeat this all the way across your shawl. So it's just going to look like this. I have chain 3 and single crochet, chain 3, and again, and continue this all the way across, and you have completed the Lost Soul shawl. Thank you so much for watching this video and my other 2 videos. Please note that you can sell your finished products, but you may not sell the pattern, of course. Please give all credit to Marietta Roy, and thank you again for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, comment on it, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I hope you have a wonderful crochet day, and I will see you all next time. Bye!